Mom's gonna go off.
Yep, there she was.
Welcome back to the show, Reed. New haircut, huh?
No,
Huh?
not a haircut.
No?
I got a little bun in.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Water.
Join the gang.
The water was turned off at my house because they're doing construction on it, or they're fixing something. So it'll be back on one. That's
So
why I
you
was
just do
hoping.
the hair back.
I was hoping to push the time more for when we started because I was all. Then I was like, screw it, let's just roll with it.
Yeah. You look great, man.
I'll
You
put a
look you
hat
look
on and throw
healthy.
it back. I
Dude,
feel
that's
tired.
the I am too. Very tired.
I've had trouble. I don't know what it was. I've had trouble sleeping like Friday. Like I've been up. I think it's because I had like, a lot of coffee, but that could probably
That's
be the
probably
problem.
it. Yeah, it's probably it.
Because I was on a good track. I was on to like doing 2 cups a day. But then Friday rolled around and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go hard today on the coffee. And then I was up
Do,
all night.
do you need me to like FaceTime you at night? Maybe we'll like talk until we fall asleep together,
Dude, I don't know if that'll make me fall asleep. That might make me stay up longer.
I have you ever said that to a girl like when you were younger? Like, yo, let's do a phone call.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
And
that's
like,
the line you
yo,
use.
we'll like, hey, we'll fall asleep and then we wake up, still be on the phone call together. I used to do that all the time.
I hated talking on the phone, so most of the time it'd be texting. I remember I was texting this one girl when I was in middle school, like all night, woke up the next morning, all my lights were on at like 4 in the morning. And I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I've done that. And it's tough on the phone bill too.
Oh yeah.
Waste all your minutes back then.
Yeah, back in the day, dude, when you had the minutes. I remember I had a phone that my grandma got, like a flip phone, like the one that pay as you go ones.
Oh yeah.
I remember ran out of minutes. I was on vacation. I called my grandma. I was like, hey, grandma, can I have an early birthday present?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't remember the minutes. Like, I feel like I didn't ever have that. Like, was that only was that a Verizon thing or was that?
It
Because
depends
I've always been Verizon.
It depend on like, see if you went through like a plan, say with like your family, it wouldn't be that. But when you got the pay as you go ones that you like, they used to sell them at like Safeway and stuff. You get those pay as you go. Every time you sent like a text message, I think it used like half a minute. Every time you were on the phone, it would count the minutes. So like phone calls, you got to be careful with the phone calls.
Speaking of texting, have you ever texted? Did you used to text cha-cha? Do you remember that?
No, what
thing
was
that you could
cha-cha?
text? It was like so you text cha-cha and you could ask questions and they would respond like within seconds and like give you like kind of answers sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Cha-cha.
It was a big thing. I used to do it. What grade was I in? I was probably 4th grade, and I would I would text it during some science tests. I was like, yo, what is photosynthesis? I was like, give me the answer real quick. And they'd send it over. And then the older I get, like the next year when I'm starting to think about other things, I started asking some inappropriate questions.
That doesn't surprise me.
That was my sex ed.
When you got knowledge in your hands, dude.
Cha-cha taught me a lot about the birds and the bees. Let me just say that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think when I started, just researching stuff, I think that was when I got the first like iPod Touch. Is when I was like, let me figure out some stuff, and I would just type some stuff into Google. Weird stuff sometimes.
Hey, every man's done it.
It gets weird on the internet at that age.
Well, yeah. Speaking, so I something happened to me this past week at the gym that I wanted to bring up. So it happened Monday. I was getting after it, getting a Memorial Day workout in, just really pushing myself. And I go into the bathroom to take a pee. I walk in there, and there's a dude in there. He didn't lock the door. So I was like, oh, my bad. And I start to walk out. And he's like, no, come on. It's a boys' locker room. Come on in. I was like, first of all, this is not a locker room. This is a bathroom. I was
going to say, is it a locker room?
No, because my gym has 3 showers. It does have but they're together. It's like a shower, and a shower. And it's like 3 different rooms. 3 different rooms. It's like a dressing room. And then we have 2 bathrooms that are just a girl's bathroom, boys' bathroom. And so I walk in there and he was changing. He was changing his clothes, because he had a hand of clothes. And I was like, oh, dude, my bad. I started to walk out. Hey, no, come on in. This is a boys' locker room. We're men here. I was like, this isn't a locker room. And then I was like, I was kind of like stuck because I was like, okay, I don't want to be rude. Like, should I just walk out or should I just keep coming? So like, he was like kind of on his way out and I go. And then he was like, yeah, we're men, baby. And he goes like this. He grabs my shoulder. He's like, pats it. I was like, yo, not cool, bro.
Now, was this an old guy or was this like somewhat
He was
young?
I would say 50s to 60s.
Yeah, it's always those guys.
Yeah.
They
I
always
felt
are too friendly in the locker rooms.
yeah, and it was the gentle touch of the shoulder and the slight squeeze that got me,
Oh, dude, the pat, the good old pat.
After saying we're men.
We're men.
It's like, yeah, but he was like, this is a man's locker room. I was like, this isn't a locker room, dude. This is a stall. People shit in here. It's like, this is in the locker room.
Dude, when somebody touches you, sometimes do you jump?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes like I jump and it kind of like startles the person, like they think I've gone through something to where like I'm like jumping when people touch me.
Yeah, like you've been to Nam and you hear a bottle pop and you just think it's napalm.
Yeah, I think it might just because like I'm just socially awkward. So when somebody like just pats me on the arm, it makes me jump because I'm like, whoa, someone is touching me. That's odd.
Yeah, it's mostly like it's adults. Adults love to touch people. They love to just the gentle touch, the pat on the back, the hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
it's just a little uncomfortable.
I think I've had like a similar thing at the gym where like some dude came out of the bathroom from the shower, like hair slicked back, old dude, and like I was sitting in line, I was on my phone, and he gave me that same pat, the like little pat on the shoulders, like all yours, buddy. And it's a little odd sometimes. Like I'm just like, oh, okay.
Also, I hate being called buddy. I don't like those little nicknames. Like, hey champ, hey sport, hey chief. Hey, it's all yours, chief, and like a knuckle or a big pat, or like yo, no,
or how's it going, bud?
Yeah, bud. I hate even being actually kind of like this when it happened to me not too long ago at the gas station. I went and bought something, and there's a lady, like an older lady, working the register, and she's like, you have a great day, sweetie. I was like, that feels good. I was like, I can deal with that. Called sweetie, or
dude, that's like, I don't know if I've told this story on here, but like at Safeway one time, I was getting some.
Which Safeway?
The newer
big
one. Yeah, the big one. I still call it the newer one, even though it's been there for years now. But
it's been there since I moved here. Before that.
But I remember I was buying myself dinner, so I bought like some like chopped up steak, got some vegetables, and there was a drunk lady behind me, like buying wine and all this, and then I had this lady at the register, and dude, an uncomfy conversation. It was just like, oh, you could cook. Oh, what time's dinner? And then it was like, ladies love a man that could cook. You keep on to that. And like if it would have stopped there, the period would have been put on right there, I would have been fine. But it just kept going. It was like, what else do you make? Are you good at cooking? Like, oh,
she was trying to figure out. She was asking this was like the match game, she's asking questions if you guys are compatible.
Yeah, and it just makes you super awkward because she was just like, oh, what time's it? Oh yeah, you better keep on to that for life. Like, just kept repeating it, and they were just like, oh, and then I was just like uncomfortable, just like, oh yeah. And they're like, all right, sweetie, you have a good day. And I just walked out of the store feeling dirty.
Was she hot?
No, it was two old ladies.
Oh, it was two of them.
Yeah, it was the drunk lady and the cashier. We're just back and forth.
Yeah, they both wanted to come up for dinner. You should have grabbed 2 more steaks and be like, hey, party at 9. Yeah.
I'll grab another one. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Like,
I get called.
Maybe it's just
I get called Bud a lot though. I get called Bud or Buddy.
Yeah, me too. The Bud. I don't like the Bud.
I except I hate being called that, but I do that a lot. Like, oh, I'm like, hey, how you doing, Bud? Or I've been saying Chief a lot.
Yeah,
hey, Chief.
Chief.
Chief. Sometimes I'll do Old Sport, like Great Gatsby, just for shits and giggles.
Oh yeah.
How you doing, Old Sport?
I say man a lot. Like, hey, how's it going, man?
That is my go-to though. Like if I
Yeah.
see someone like from high school, like I've been recently seeing a lot of people from high school, like just out and about. I'm like, oh hey, how you doing, man? You know,
Oh,
if
I hate
I
seeing
don't
people from
remember
high
their
school.
name, or if I don't remember their name, you know, go to's the man. Yeah.
Or even like when you know their name, but then you're like, do I actually know their name? Like,
Mhm.
so you're like sitting there in your head, like, should I say their name or am I gonna get it wrong?
Yeah, man. I
That's
even
kind
do
of
that to
battles I have in
that to
my head.
ladies too, though. I'll be like, hey, how you doing, man?
Oh, I've done that before, and I feel so bad every time I do it.
I'm like, that's just how I talk. Yeah.
It's just, yeah,
I
I've done
don't
it where
mean to
someone,
put a gender on you, but
where somebody like says hi, like a girl says hi, I'm like, hey, how's it going, man?
or bro, I'll
How's it
bro
going,
him.
bro?
Eh. Protein shake, bro him.
Hey, what to do? What to do, my homie?
My bro migo.
My bro, me.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm trying to think. We haven't done this in
Yeah, we took a
been
week
like
off.
2 weeks. Yeah, a
Been a
week.
busy It was a busy week. You
Yeah,
had a PTA meeting, you know, parent teacher
PT.
conference, you know. You had a whole bunch of stuff going on, didn't
Well,
you?
man, I'm just trying to give back to the community. What can I say?
You're just an honest man trying to make an honest living. I respect it. You know, you're an everyday American, you know.
Oh, dude, it was like
Right.
last week was just one of those weeks where I was like, I think I don't have anything going on, but then you just remember stuff happening throughout
Oh,
the week.
those are the worst.
Yeah, which that's
Dude,
usually like half of my life.
yeah, the weeks where it's like this always happens like for me like during like obviously when school's in
Mhm.
session and like the weeks where it's like yo I got so much to do this week and I just like it's
Yeah.
like every single day and like on top of like if it's like it's the worst when it's like during the football season and you have to like practice every day
Oh
and like
yeah.
even on the weekend like you have a game and then like usually you run and stuff on the day after a game so it's like yo, I have no time to just relax. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I was those weeks, like when I like make my planner, like for the week, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be one of them weeks. You know, it's gonna be a lot of energy drinks, a lot of
Time to
coffee.
buckle down, baby.
Yeah, but it always feels so good when you get that week over with. Like, oh, I
Oh
got a lot
yeah.
done.
Yeah, but then it's hard to get back. Like, say if you have another week where you have stuff, it's hard to go
Oh,
from like a week of being like, I could relax.
I'm gonna
You're
knock
just like,
on wood. I've been lucky so far in college, not having like a ton of just work on work, like just pounding me to the ground.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
gonna knock on wood. I've been lucky so far, and like even with finals, you know, you hear a lot of people like struggling with finals, like finals. Knock on wood. I've been very lucky where I've only had like one final like a semester. Like,
Yeah.
whew. Only got 2 more semesters, so let's just hope that stays in
Yeah,
session. Huh?
you're in the end game now, baby.
Watch this next year just be just I'm just gonna get pounded in the
Yeah, you're
ground.
just like, you know what? It hasn't been bad so far. Then the next year you're gonna be losing hair, gonna be
Yeah.
up all night.
I wouldn't mind losing hair, dude. I want to cut this shit, but
Yeah.
I can't. I'm superstitious, you know.
Now,
Superstitious. Can't cut it for football.
now I know we like to talk about a couple of twins on here because they never watch it. But
Dude, I haven't
I
talked to
finally
those
talked to one of
bastards in
them.
so long. How long ago?
Uh, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Which one? Big one or little one?
Which one do you clarify as big?
The one that's always goes back and forth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about the little one, the little runt of
Ah,
the pack.
the one with his arm that's like
Yeah.
this. No, yeah, I talked to so I've Snapchatted Dommy Boy a couple times, but it's like hasn't been like it's just been pictures. It's never any
Yeah,
text.
it's always pictures.
And then like Ethan, I haven't talked to him in
He's a drifter.
dude, it's literally been since the last time I like physically like, talked to him, probably like 7 weeks, 7 or 8 weeks. And then like I Snapchatted him the other day and he like had surgery or something. So I was like, okay, that's weird. I was like, that was weird. I was like, it's been a while. And then I tried calling him and then he didn't answer. So I was like, fuck it.
I know you. It's funny how like you could tell when their busy time is because they don't like text or call, and then all of a sudden there's like a certain time of the year where they want to talk, and then you're just like, "Oh, sorry, man, I'm busy," and they're like, "Oh, whatever, man," and I'm like, "Hey, man, you went like 3 months without talking."
Yeah,
Like,
I haven't seen either of them, and it's coming up to a year almost.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Last time I've seen them.
Yeah, I think
person.
that was the last time too for me. It was like a year ago.
Yeah, I've been talking to another friend of ours. Mr. Yan Man.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's we're just talking like we're just talking
I
fun, like
know.
catching up. I forgot that we were recording a podcast, but no, I told him that we're gonna get together soon, all three of us. We're gonna hit the town, cause some ruckus,
The town. Just a
Just a
couple of
couple
kittens on the town.
just a couple bachelors, just living the bachelor life. We still got to get him on the show.
We've tried to get him on the show, but he's one of those guys where
all of our friends just so like if you don't stay on top of it, you just won't talk to him for a long time.
And then they just disappear. Yeah, I think around the time that you said last time you talked to Ethan was probably the last time I talked to him. It's like
no, and then I Snapchatted him and like a couple weeks ago, and then he sends me a picture and he has one of those hair nets and he's like going into surgery. I was like, all right. I was like, good to see you. I was like, good talk.
I know they like to leave little clues on what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like you're not gonna clarify. You
Yeah.
don't tell me what happened. Yeah. For all I know, one of them could be a dad. We're coming up on a year. Who knows?
Yeah, sometimes like when I was like talking to Dom, like he tells me stuff, and I'm like, "Hey man, how come you didn't like text me about this?"
Yeah, shit.
Like you just sent me a picture of your
Dommy
face.
boy. Usually Ethan's like you at least can like Snapchat him like consistently. Dommy boy, dude.
No, dude.
You Snapchat him once. If I've said this before, if you want to hang out with him, you have to Snapchat him 2 weeks in advance.
Oh yeah.
To make that plan. Because if you Snapchat him, a day or 2 days before, you're not getting he's not even opening the Snapchat or the text message until 2 days past the day that you want to hang out. It's ridiculous. Can't tell how many times I've been pissed at him.
It's been 2 days. 2 days since he's answered my Snapchat that I said. And I think
I'm like,
do you not?
Because I think he turned off his notifications. So, but here's the thing: I know that he's on his phone because if you ever hang out with him, the dude you can't get him off his phone. He's the worst to play. He's one of those kids that's the worst to play video games with, or like I played poker with him, dude. It's like, hey, Dom, you're up. Dom,
and
you're up.
And
he's like, oh, it's me. He's like, oh, it's me. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Yeah. Yeah, this is a roast sesh.
Yeah, man. Good thing is they'll never see it.
Yeah, they never. You guys are bitches.
I gave little breadcrumbs to Dom, and I said, we've talked about you on here. And he's like, what did you say? And I'm like, I'm not telling you.
They've texted me and be like, I heard what you said. I was like, no, you didn't. It's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I just left him with, he was all, well, what did you say? I was like, I don't know, figure it out. And he goes, well, what episode? I said, you got to listen to all of them then. You got to find all of them. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you where they're at.
No, but I will say I am guilty at the beginning of the semester of school. And like from like January till about a couple months ago, I was kind of AWOL from them. Like I think Ethan was texting me and I just wasn't responding because I was like, there was just so much going on. I had stuff going on at home, but then I had school that was just crushing me. And I was like, God, this is just, and then I had football on top of that. And I was like, my back hurt. I was like, this is just, I was like, everything's is going downhill. I was like,
no, and when you know it's like a picture and it's not like something important.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
let this one sit.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
When I'm free, I'll open this one.
Yeah. Hey, can I interest you in a nice splash of Crown Royale? Huh? I kept this just because of the thing. It's football, I'm a football guy.
You can't break those, right? Throw it on the ground right now.
Not gonna do it. No, and then I got my collection coming up.
Dude.
All my Dire Wimpy kids.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still missing a ton. They're expensive if you go back to get the first ones.
And I didn't realize how much there were.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to collect all of them because I think that'd just be cool to have like on my shelf. And then like I finally got my other disc back from my brother because I have the whole Rocky series, all the DVDs. So I got that. And then my goal is like within this next year, I want to buy. They're on Amazon, but it's just so expensive. I want to get the whole Office series on disc.
Oh yeah.
And
Same.
then also I want to get all of Seinfeld because I haven't been able to watch Seinfeld fully.
Mhm.
I want to get it so I can watch it from the very beginning.
Oh yeah, dude. No, it's been hard without The Office on Netflix. That's like the show I would just put on
Yeah.
for background noise.
Yeah,
But I
I'm
mean,
lost.
now that I go to VPN, dude, I just use that thing and put The Office on Netflix.
Not all of us are rich, bud.
No, dude, that VPN has been helping.
So do you recognize anything different about me?
Let's see. I'm looking at you. Um, no, I don't see.
I shaved. I shaved this morning. I shaved my full beard, you know. No, my mom always calls it a hillbilly beard because like it comes, so you know the guy from Smash Mouth,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, the singer.
Hmm.
So I've been watching music videos with my niece. She loves Smash Mouth. She loves like All Star, and I'm
Oh
a
yeah.
believer. But you know how he has that beard that it's just a single line
Yeah.
going all the way here. Well, my beard kind of does that where it's like a little bit thicker than that, but it only comes like right here. And I don't get really anything up here. And then on my neck, dude, my neck, I get a piece right there, a piece right there, nothing there. So it's like it just looks gross. And I sometimes like if I'm busy or I'm not really busy, I'm just lazy, I'll forget to shave because
Mhm.
it comes in fast. But I shaved this morning. She was like, "Oh, finally you shaved that hillbilly thing." It was getting bad. I just totally forget. And then like I'm in the shower and I'm like, "Oh, I keep forgetting I got to shave." And I'm like, "I don't want to get out of the shower to do this." I'm like, "Nah, whatever." Like I'll just leave it for another day.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Like usually I try to clean up the neck at
Mhm.
least. And sometimes I'll just be like, you know what? It's not worth it. Just keep going.
Hey, not gonna lie, beard looks flacco right now, bro.
Flacco. Yeah.
Looks good.
I
It
know it's
looks good.
weird. It's
We
getting better with age, it seems like.
dude, I'm telling you, in about I'd say about 15 more years, you're gonna look like a nice quality guy. All right,
Dude,
you're gonna
the
look like a good.
mustache needs to do something.
You're gonna look. Your mustache looks fine. It's just a little bit thicker. Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
thicker. You'll be
really
fine.
patchy.
But I mean, this part, God, suck me sideways.
No, I think I'm blessed out of my brothers just because like it fills in a little bit. Like my brothers, it gets patchy. And
Well,
like
you're
they get
Colombian, so I mean,
Colombian.
I thought you told me you're Colombian.
I'm
Huh?
not
It's Puerto Rican.
No, not Puerto Rican either.
Nah, it's one of those. You're around there.
I am what do they call it now? For people
Scottish.
for people who don't want to like I don't know what it is. It's called like Latinx or something. Don't I don't want someone to call me that. Just say I'm Mexican. Or just say I'm Latin.
See, I tell people I'm Filipino because they I have family in the Philippines. All right. I'm a good portion Filipino, but I just don't look like it, and I'm disappointed. I wish I did. I was like, that'd be cool. I can tell people I'm legit Filipino, but
Oh yeah,
no,
dude. It's like the same with me. I have like a whole side that's like hardcore, like a Mexican style family where like everybody gets together, but I don't know about any of that. Don't know about any of it.
yeah, I don't know. I think I'm like part Irish. I think part
Hmm.
Irish, which makes sense because the Irish part of my family and the Filipino side, they can put down some beer, man. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. My family, it's so weird because like my brother, my dad, obviously like they could put down some if they want.
Hmm.
And like all the males on the Houlihan side, literally when they party hard, all right. And they're like that's why all of us think that I'm not a Houlihan because like I'm the complete opposite. Like
Dude,
I'm so
I get
different.
said that too. I always get said that like I'm not a Piercy because like I'll have a drink every once in a while, but like I won't like there'll be sometimes when we get together where I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like I'll just drink water or whatever. And they're like, you're an odd, you're an odd one.
Dude, they're planning my family. They're planning on doing a Houlihan like reunion like around
Mhm.
Christmas, I think next year, and they're gonna
Oh
get a
man.
house. And I'm like, dude, there's going to be some cops called. There's going to be some things broken. I was like, if you put the Houlihan's are crazy. You put them all together in one room with alcohol, it's going to be dangerous. All right. I'm telling you. I'm excited to go and watch, though. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just going to be sitting there just watching and observing, having a good time.
Yeah, no, that's funny how we both had the same thing where it's like, you're not really like us. You're one of them weird types.
They switched the babies into the hospital. Can you imagine that, dude? You find out like our age, like, yo,
dude, that would be mind blowing.
You're the wrong baby.
Yeah.
Be like, what? I wouldn't even want to meet the other family. I'd be like, I don't care. This is my family, I guess.
Yeah, at this point, I've been here long enough. I'm grandfathered in.
Oh gosh, what would you do? You say you're like 20, so you're 21. Say in like a couple more years, all of a sudden your parents are like, Reed, I think you're old enough. You were adopted. What would you do? Would you be pissed?
I'd just go, makes sense. I'll just leave it at that.
Makes sense. I've never felt right here.
Makes sense. What's for dinner?
I would be so pissed though. Be like, yo, you got to tell me that around like age 10, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't wait till I'm 24, 25.
I would say it would be possible because none of my brothers, we don't look like our dad at all. But then we find weird things where we are like our dad. Like I have red in my beard. And then so that kind of confirms it a little bit because it's like the blonde mixes with the brown, turns it red. And then we all kind of act like him too. And so then we see it and we're like, you know what? I think we're pretty good knowing that this is our dad.
See, I've been told that like my brother and I look like twins. Like we've been told that. And I was like, I don't see it. But so like it's funny because he has like the features of my mom. And like even like the body type, like he's a little bit taller. Like my mom's side is taller because my dad's short. You've seen him. My dad's a little runt, but my mom has like some tall people in her family. So like my brother kind of took off of that, where like even his body type is taller. Where I like, even though I'm taller than my brother, I got like the body type of my dad where it's like the thickness. So it was like, I got the combination of the both. And then like my brother and I, like we went out to lunch yesterday and it was like, we ordered the exact same thing to a T, like the exact same thing. And my brother's like, you think they know that we're brothers? I was like, no, we're gay. I was like, no, we're gay together. It's Pride Month. I was wearing a pink shirt too. I was like, no, it's
no, they know. Yeah, no, I've been told that me and my older brother, we look similar. But like my middle brother, they were just like, No,
like, one of your brothers, you guys look. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, it's probably my oldest. But what's weird is that my oldest brother is like, he's slightly like he's pretty tall compared to me and my middle brother. And like my mom and dad, they're not like really tall, which is weird. So he like all of a sudden got this like where he got the height and happens. Then we didn't.
Yeah, that's not fair. I'm like, what? No, it's. Do you have a sister? You have a sister, don't you?
No. I was supposed to be the girl.
I can see it.
Yeah,
my brother was supposed to be. My parents went through most of the pregnancy with my brother, thinking because the doctor said like they did a test and my doctor's like, this baby's gonna be Down syndrome. They went like there was like an 85 to 90% chance in there, so they were like prepared for that. And then my brother popped out. And, I mean, it was close, but it was close, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I was like supposed to be a girl until I came out, and they were like, "This is a boy."
Wait, how did they think you were a girl? Did they do like a test? They did the ultrasound or whatever?
So what my mom is thinking, they did the ultrasound, but my mom and my dad are thinking because the doctor was like super old, like getting ready to retire, like, and so he did all the ultrasounds, and he was like, "Yep, it's a girl," and they were like, "Oh, okay." So they had everything picked out and stuff. They had all pink clothes and whatever, and then all of a sudden I came out, and they were like, "This is a boy," and my mom was like, "What?"
I'd be so pissed. Like, you buy all those clothes, all the girl clothes.
And then I don't know. My mom doesn't know why. Like she had the name ready, Reed. She was just like, "Oh, Reed. We'll stick with the R's." It's kind of weird because it's like not a common name.
Yeah, Reed. I mean, I think you're the only Reed I've ever like met, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Reed. I've heard like last name, like Ed Reed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like it's either you meet a Reed who's Reed, and
Yeah, that's like the one I've heard.
I've only met one guy named Reed at Starbucks who worked there, and now I regret telling him my name because he like freaks out when he realized it. He was like, I was like, I put my card in and the receipt came out. He goes, "Wait, your name's Reed?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, Reid. And by that time, I looked at his name tag and I was like, "Oh boy!" And then he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" Like screaming through the Starbucks. And he's like, "Guys, his name's Reed." And he was like
Oh no.
screaming, and everybody's all cool. And he's like, "Dude, well, I'll have that right. I'll have that ready for you, Reed." And I was like, "All right, man."
He's like, yo, we got to go out to dinner. We need to go. He's like, my treat. I'm buying.
Dude, there was like one time too where I hadn't seen him in a while at that Starbucks. It'd be my mom were going through the drive-thru, and I was like, "Oh, I'll buy you Starbucks." And then I saw him, and I was like, "Mom, I don't think I could pay for this." And she was all, "Why?" And I was like, "Because he's gonna see that my name's Reed." I'm like, "You might have to use your card. I don't want this situation." I was like, "He's gonna yell again."
Yeah. No, I was supposed to be named. My mom wanted to name me Tristan.
Tristan?
She really wanted that, and then my dad talked her out of it. My dad was like, "No, Tristan."
Tristan.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story? It was sixth grade. Yeah, sixth grade, and the teacher, because I was weird at that age, I was trying to find my identity, growing up,
Yeah.
and the teacher it was like the first day of school, and teacher's like going through roll call, how they do the attendance, and then like she's butchering names, trying to figure out names and stuff, and then she's like, all right, if you have a preference of the name you want instead of your or like a abbreviation, just tell me and I'll write it down, and so we can get to settle. So she comes around to my turn, and I'm like, yeah, I'm Justin, but I usually just go by Tristan. And she's like, all right, Tristan. That lasted for maybe the end of the day, maybe the next day, because we're walking and she's yelling, hey, Tristan. Just just wasn't paying attention, just didn't hear it or turn around. And she's like, you don't go by Tristan, do you? I was like, no, I don't.
You're a fraud, aren't you?
Yeah, get caught real quick. Yeah.
Your name's not
I used to do shit like that all the time in middle school, dude. I feel so bad for like my middle school teachers, like before 8th grade, because I was just treacherous. I was terrible. It's just terrible.
Yeah, dude. I was too. I'm surprised. Like every time I see those teachers that like taught me in middle school, they'll still come up to me and be like, "You were the sweetest kid," and I'm like, "You're not remembering this, right?"
Yeah. No, it was like I just tried to be. I was always trying to be the class clown. I was like, I was trying to live up to that role, and it would just continue to miss. I'd lay down a joke, and it would just miss.
Well, one time what would happen with my class, because my class was like 6th through 8th, is like those 8th graders. You got to keep up with those 8th graders, So you're gonna do stuff to fit in. You're gonna do some crazy stuff because you got to keep your own, And so it was bad.
Oh, I just remembered. Also at 6th grade, this girl made me cry in class because I was like, she was sitting by me, and I don't even remember what we were arguing about. And she told me to shut up. And I was like, no, I'm not going to shut up. And she slapped me. She gave me a slap. And something cheering up, the teacher comes over and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like doing that crying where I'm like trying to hide the tears. Like she told me to shut up. She slapped me. Yeah, she just bitch slapped me, right? Because she told me to shut up. I was like, no, you shut up. And then she just gave me one right across the cheek. I was like, oh God. Dude, I had 6th grade, dude. I was bullied by chicks.
Yeah?
I got slapped so many times. And then I also got threatened by this one. She was like one of the girls that hissed in class.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I remember she was like, I forget. She like had like a stuffed animal. I was like, oh, I'll squish that stuffed animal, or said something like that to her. Next thing I know, I go to my desk. There's a note for me there, and she says, "Death is here for you, Justin." And I was like, "Yo, teacher!" I was like, "Yo, I just got a death threat." And that girl apologized real quick. She was bursting out in tears. She said, "I'm sorry." It's like, yeah, yeah. You know, for damn sure I'm telling the teacher. I was like, I didn't play games. I was a big tattletale.
Dude, I don't know if I've told this on here, but I cried my way out of getting in trouble once in 5th grade.
Hell yeah, dude. Who hasn't? The moment I'm in trouble, dude, I can get those tears flowing.
Oh yeah, dude.
Get a little
What was
snippy.
weird? What was weird about me is I would like go home and tell on myself to my parents because I was like, they're gonna find out anyways. So
They
like
would
I would
make
be, I would be
yeah,
like
go.
sent to the office, like, and it would just be like go like cool down in the office, like you're too hyped up.
Yeah.
And so that was basically like sitting at the window, and I would
Mm.
just go to the office and they'd be like, okay, go back to class. Your parents wouldn't have found out. They would have just been like, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. I would go to my mom and be like, I got sent to the office today.
Just give yourself up. I would the both times, like all 3 times that I've got suspended in my life,
Mhm.
they made me call at home, or they made me call my mom from the office. No,
That's so, I hate how they do that. Where like the kids have to call and tell.
so I did it. I had to do it twice in 7th grade, and like those are fine. Like I was like a little kid kind of, so I was like, "Mom, I did this." The most embarrassing one was when I was in high school. I had to call my mom. I was like, "Yo, mom, just got suspended. Need you to come pick me up?"
No, dude, I finally caught on to it around like 6th grade, being like, your parents won't find out about this.
Mm.
But then all of a sudden one day, I was like, was I at football? I think I might have been at football.
Oh boy.
And I came home, and then my mom's all, "You're grounded." I was like, "For what?" And she apparently they had like this whole meeting about me with her talking about my behavior. And I
Oh,
remember I went
meeting
in.
behind your back.
Yeah, and I went in the next day to the teacher. I was like, "You snitched on me,"
Oh,
because I was like trying to be funny and stuff. And they were like, "Well, we've told you you need to change your behavior." And I'm like, "You snitched on me. We could have took care of this."
yo, I got in trouble one time. Okay, so like when you like kind of like accidentally hurt someone, or like get someone to cry, and they're gonna tell you and be like, "No, no, please don't."
Yeah,
Like,
do not tell.
yo. So I did this. It was the stupidest. It was so stupid. I put a tack in my hand and gave this kid a high five with a tack in my hand. Which was just like, it was stupid, very stupid. Didn't think. And this kid already was a big tattletale. Okay,
Oh
he was
yeah,
he
those
was one of
kids.
the he was one of the smartest kids like in the grade or in the school, but he
Mhm.
was like, oh, he annoyed the shit out of me because he was so smart. And we're at like the computer lab, and I think it was this kid had Minecraft on PC, okay, on the
Oh,
computer. I'm now. This was like my first experience with Minecraft. I was like, "Yo, this is dope." I was like, "Yo, can I play?" And he's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, kind of pissed that he said no. So I grabbed tack, and I'm like, "Hey, high five, dude!" And I gave him a high five, and it was like just a little prick, and didn't even draw blood. I'll tell you that, didn't draw blood. But he was like, oh, he was just shocked, and he was like, "I'm gonna tell." I was like, "No, no, dude, I was kidding." And then he was like, "Yo, you can go to jail for this assault." I was like, "No." I was like, "I don't want to go to jail." I was like, "I'm too
you
young."
can go to
And I was
jail.
like, I was begging. I don't think he ended up telling me, so which is like, yo, clutch. But I was like, yo, please don't tell.
Dude, where there was this one kid I remember, and it was like one of those situations where I was just put in a pickle, man. So there's this kid, he was sitting on the rail, and this kid all of a sudden, and this kid kind of got bullied a little bit, and he
Oh,
got full on pushed by this kid on the rail. The kid flipped, hit his head on the rail, hit the ground. Like it was a good like fall too.
oh,
And the kid who pushed him, I could tell like didn't mean to do it. Like he was like messing with him and like pushed him. And I don't think he
oh.
realized like he was gonna do that. And the kid was crying, and I was put in this situation where the teacher came down and was like, what happened? And he was all, he just fell. And even the kid who got pushed was like, yeah, I just fell. And I was like, oh, oh no. And then I remember the teacher was all, if anybody's lying about this, like, we could check the cameras and like you're all gonna be in trouble. So not only because this kid too who pushed him was like please don't tell, man. Like if I get one more, then like I'm probably out of this school. Like he was at like that type of kid where he's at like multiple, and I was like, oh man. And then it was like put in this situation like nobody tells. We'll just look at the security camera.
Jeez.
And so we all sat there, dude. It was like a but it was basically like a Cold War moment where you're just sitting there like in the principal's office and they're like, anybody gonna fess up? And I was like trying to be like, I didn't really see what happened. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that would have been my go-to. I'd be like, I wasn't paying attention.
But then I was like thinking about the security camera. I was like, they could definitely see that I'm paying attention. And I was like, oh man, like I was like sitting there just like, it was like, it went on for like 30 minutes of us just sitting there. And then finally they looked at the security footage. Luckily, nobody who was there got in trouble except for the kid. And I was like, oh, thank God, dude. But it was such a scare, like sweating, like nervous tapping, like thinking I was going to get in trouble, dude. It was like, it's funny how those like little things back in
Did
school.
You just can't leave me hanging? I didn't hear.
No, I told you. I said, luckily, nobody got in trouble.
Oh, okay,
except for that
good. I was
kid
like,
who pushed him.
thought you were leaving a plot hole. I was like, yo.
I think they were just trying to get the answer out of us first to see who was going to be
trying to
the one.
interrogate. They shine the flashlight in your face.
It was like a 30-minute interrogation. We were all sitting there in a quiet office, and they were just like, nobody knows? And we're all, no, not really.
I was in the nurse's office all the time in middle school. I was constantly getting ice packs because, you know, you get when you're a warrior out on the recess, you know, playing basketball or football on the hot cement, you know, you get some bumps and bruises. But the next period, I'd always be like, elbow or knee.
Dude, the weirdest thing is what I remember in high school when I was going through like the concussion protocol was the kids who would come in and still like use the nurse's office like they were like in middle school. Like a kid came in once was like, can I just lay down for a little bit? My tummy hurts.
Yeah,
buddy, you're a junior.
Yeah, I would do that shit all the time back in middle school. But yeah, in high school, I don't think I ever even saw the nurse's office.
Yeah, that's the only time I ever saw the nurse's office. Was for the concussion.
I didn't even know we had one.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice one too. They had like little beds that they could shut the curtains.
It's like in college, like I saw the library. I was like, yo, there's a library around here. It's like, wow. I didn't know people use these things.
That's crazy.
Literally, I'm like, I'm not going to go get a book. I have it on my computer.
I know. That's what's funny. It's like libraries are slowly dying.
Yeah,
like
you don't
it used
need
to be
them
the only
anymore.
place you can use the internet or a computer. But now it's like everything's online.
Well, I'm trying to do like books, like textbooks. Like I'm trying to only do online textbooks because like if you're doing a real book, like if you like, oh, I gotta find this thing, you gotta like search for it. Where on the computer, I can control F and like do keywords like, oh, there's the page. Like it's fucking way easier.
Do you remember in high school when they tried to scam us when they all of a sudden started charging for the printer?
Yeah, in the library. Yeah, it was like 50 cents a piece. Yeah. Dude, I would go print in the coach's office.
Nobody would do it.
Yeah, I would go print in the coach's office.
I remember the first, like, they were trying to, and then I remember kids would just go in there, like, secret and just print something. Or somebody would leave it there, and then when the librarian wasn't looking, would go, walk by, grab the paper, walk out. But then there would be sometimes where the librarian's like, who printed this? And then everybody would just be quiet. She's like, I know somebody did. You owe us money. And nobody would fess up for it.
Ridiculous.
I know, man. What a scam.
Yeah. Now, speaking of books, like in middle school, did you guys ever have those books? Or it was like a workbook that you had to do, and it had the stickers. So like the stickers were like the ranking system, like difficulty. And it would always it'd be like timed, like, okay, you had to read this in a certain amount of time, and then you had to write, or you had to answer some questions about it. And like, it was
called like AR testing, wasn't it?
Yes, dude. The most stressful shit to put on a kid at that age, especially like me, who wasn't a very good student. Dude, I never finished one of those. I would panic. I'm like, yo, I would, because I used to have like test anxiety, so I'd be like, okay, everyone's almost done. I was like, oh shit, I gotta hurry. And then like
Mm-hmm.
I would never. And then also I was a slow ass reader. Never
Yeah.
never read anything.
I was a slow reader too, and I remember it would stress me out because also I think when you would go up in the higher books, you would have to type out answers compared to just
Oh,
answering the question,
yeah.
and that was stressful.
What ranking did you get up to? What color?
Dude, I don't remember. I was still very low.
I think I got it to blue. I don't know what blue was, but I remember vividly. And blue was the one.
Oh yeah, I think blue. Yeah, no, I didn't get up to blue, not at all. That I think that
Have I
was
ever told you?
before.
Remember star testing
Oh yes.
at the end of the year, bro? Dude, did I ever tell you the one time I cheated on it? One time, one time,
You're going to
and it
jail now, pal.
it was funny because it was like my last year at Deer Creek.
Hmm.
And then so I was going to Seven Hills the next day, going to big middle school, and I cheated on the star test in fourth grade, and I cheated off a very smart kid. Dude, I got advanced in every single category. And then all of a sudden they were like, all right, we're gonna put you in this math class. And it was like a high one. I was like, yo, I'm like, I don't think so. It's
No,
like,
wait. I got set up actually.
yeah, I was like, it was multiple choice. I guessed most of them.
Do you remember those stupid? I think it was just state testing that they would make us do in high school. That would have no like meaning to us. Remember they would do the days where like some students wouldn't have to show up till like noon,
Oh
basically.
yeah.
Those tests were
Stupid.
so stupid. It
It was
like meant nothing to us.
it would just meant like how the school's doing. I was like, I can give a
Yeah,
damn how the school's doing. It's
yeah.
like,
No, I did not focus at all during those
was
tests.
that when they made us they had us like have breakfast in the morning? Like they made
Yep.
us big nice little setup.
Yeah, and then I remember
I always look for
they
it.
didn't even have the setup. I think the next year we did it. Because then all of a sudden our grade was the one who got picked again. And I remember the breakfast was just like a bagel with cream cheese. And it was like, hey, okay, hold on. Like I've seen the kids past years get good breakfast.
Dude, that happened. Yeah, when I hate when people say like, "Oh, hey, we're having breakfast or we're having a lunch for you guys," and it's just like
Oh
breakfast,
yeah.
granola bar, and a banana, and then
Oh yeah.
like,
No, there was a when I first got onto the school board that I'm on, we went to this like conference thing. That was like it was like a school board conference, and it was like they would go over like the laws of whatever, like being on the board and stuff.
yeah,
And I remember I was told like, oh yeah, it's a Saturday, it's probably gonna take all day, but like we get breakfast and lunch, and usually they get good stuff. So I didn't eat in the morning. I arrived there and I'm like, all right, where's the breakfast? They brought like bananas and like a granola bar, and they're like, all right, here's breakfast.
it's
And
always
then I
the
was hoping lunch
worst.
was gonna be something special. No, it was just sandwich. It was just a sandwich.
That's the worst.
Oh, dude, it was. Yeah, and I didn't
Especially
show up
when it's like
very
a pizza
professional that
party.
day.
Especially when it's like a pizza party, and it's like, all
Hmm.
right, you get one slice. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
come on. So
Oh.
butthurt.
No, my work does pretty cool pizza parties. There's this guy who buys like
Yeah, I've
or
heard.
plays
You've
pizza.
told me this.
Yeah, like dude, a bunch of pizzas. Like I remember
Let me
when
know. Let
Dom
me know
worked there
next.
for a little bit,
Oh yeah,
and
Dom was a
Dom was
big
like,
big
"This is a
CEO.
lot of pizza."
Yeah, you gotta let me know next time you guys have a party. I'll stop by. Yeah. Scope it out. Grab me a couple slices.
Just walk in. Hey, how's it going? Just grab a couple slices and leave.
No, next time you have a party, invite just a ton of people and just like, well, it's a party.
A couple
Bingo.
of my friends they want to stop by.
Yeah, I want an
Oh,
RCD car, man. Yeah.
oh man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I remember when Dom works there. I don't think he even knew like what we did for a while until they gave him a tour. And he
Why
was
did
like,
he work there?
"Uh,
I don't remember.
it's because he was doing like programming stuff because for like our machines."
Nerd.
Yeah,
Nerd.
yeah, he was doing like a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know, smart people stuff. Wasn't really paying attention when he was telling me.
That's another thing about these charities. When they are home and when they are hanging out, They always have work. They're like, oh, I
Yeah.
got this internship. They've had more internships than I think anybody has ever had in their life.
Working at this internship.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I got work. And then like I love it when I catch one of them lying because like last time I saw them, so like a year or 2 years ago.
Been a while.
They were both had the same internship, so they were working at the same place. And I'd be like texting Ethan, like, "Hey, you want to hang out? Yeah, let's get Dom." I text Dom, "Oh, I got work today." Ethan's like, "No, we don't." He's like, "No, we don't. We have." It's like, "No, I got stuff." I'm like, whatever.
I know,
When Dom is here, I even when he is in town, barely see him. I'll see Ethan more than I know.
Half the time.
Yeah, he's either at his girl's home or he's just on his phone and his computer, just sitting and then not answering his phone.
No, there was like a time I think last year where I was hanging out with Ethan, and Ethan was like, I was like, oh yeah, I really missed Dom. I haven't talked to him in a while. He's like, he's home, right? He's been home this whole summer.
I know, dude. That happened to me. Yeah.
He's all, yeah. He's just been like not telling anybody he's here.
Fucking nerd.
Dork. Little dork.
No, I remember that's it. That happened the same. Was that the night that you guys went out without me when you went to town? Remember that?
You know what? I honestly think that was the night. Because that's when I told Dom because Dom was like, Dom, this is the funny thing. Here's another thing. So Dom says he wants to hang out. And so we pick him up. And Ethan just goes, oh, Justin must have not been able to hang out. And so we're driving. We've been hanging out for like 3 hours. I think you texted Ethan or me, and Dom's all, oh yeah, Justin wanted to hang out.
No, so here's what happened. He was like, yo, I just can't risk getting COVID. I was like, you think I'm the 31? I was like, you guys have been, that was a funny thing. Ethan and Dom, big, like, they would go through phases at the beginning of the pandemic. They were like, we hung out all the time. We went on hikes. We were going all these places. And then all of a sudden they were like, yo, we can't hang out with you anymore. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, my grandma thinks that you're just because you're a delivery driver, you're just dirty. Like, I was like, it's not like I'm making out with the customers. And then Ethan every time is like, yo, yeah, it's just, we just can't like hang out much because like you're not taking the necessary precautions. I was like, first of all, you've traveled more than anyone this pandemic. You were in Colorado, Utah, you went to San Fran, you went back to Stanford. I was like, I've been just here. I go to football where I get tested constantly. I was like, good Lord. And then Dom's like, yeah, and then Dom had the nerve that day. He was supposed to add, he was like, yeah, I just can't risk getting COVID. I was like, you're with two other people.
Yeah. And then they were fighting in the car about it. To where he was like, why didn't you just tell him, Dom? Why didn't you just tell him? And I was like, oh boy, here we go. Another fight.
I felt just disgusting. I was like, am I a monster? I was like, should I? That's how literally at one point during the pandemic, they were like, you're just too gross. So I was like, what the hell?
Here's my thing. If you don't feel comfortable, like that's fine, like whatever. Yeah. But hey, don't all of a sudden flip-flop everything.
Yeah, pick a side. Like either you're taking the precautions or you're not. Whatever.
Yeah, like I can respect you, but when you start every single day is a new day and you're flip-flopping, like what's the point?
Hey, dude, it was like that. I shit you not. Very beginning. Didn't care. We went out, we went hiking, we went all these things. Then couldn't see them. Then we hung out, no mask. We were hanging, playing video games. Then they were like, "Yo, we can't hang out anymore." And then the last time I saw them, our last go around, they were like, "Okay, we can hang out," but like, they made me wear a mask in the car, in my own house. I was like, "I'm in my own house, and I gotta wear it just so I can hang out with you." I was like, "This is horseshit."
No,
they figure it out, guys.
There was times when they told me, where I think it was like Ethan was all, yeah, man, like I don't know if I can hang out because like I can't get. I was like, okay, like whatever. And then like we're talking, and then the next story is like, yeah, I'm going to San Francisco next weekend. And I was like, wait, hold on.
No, my favorite thing was because he was like, yeah, dude, you're going to the gym still and you're playing football. I was like, yeah, I get tested every fucking week. I was like, I'm technically the safer than you are. I was like, I've gone to the same places, kept my routine the same. And then I remember he went to San Fran and he was staying in an apartment with like 5 other people.
Yeah,
And they had a scare where someone tested positive. And I remember he Snapchatted me that, and I Snapchatted back. I was like, well.
wow.
What goes around comes around, huh, bud? It's like, you bastard. Oh.
No, yeah, there was like one time when well, it was like we went for a walk or whatever, and he was all he got out and he was all, hey man, just make sure you keep your distance to me or whatever. I'm like, okay, no problem. Like, we're outside.
We went on a walk.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he was near me, like shoulder to shoulder. I was like, well, hey man, I thought you said keep distance. Oh, I don't know anymore.
Dude, yes, dude, I shit you not. We're going on a walk, like just a walk around town. Like, okay, here's the thing. Mask, I'll put a mask on to go inside. I don't care. I'll put it on. Outside, I'm not wearing one outside. I'm in fresh air. I'm enjoying.
And especially if you're not like around anybody, like,
yeah, I'm walking around town with a couple buds. Like, yeah, I'm safe. But dude, they were like, yo, you gotta throw on a mask. I was like, this was like the first time I've seen him in a while. I was like, we're outside. And they were like, if we're gonna hang out, we gotta do it. I was like, all right. And then yeah, we're walking spread apart. I was like, this is just weird. It's like, I want to go home.
I'll just text you.
Yeah, I was like, we'll FaceTime or something. I was like, this is just weird.
Yeah, it was like every week was a new week for him.
Yeah, and they just made me, the whole pandemic, they just made me feel like a monster. They made me feel like I was a carrier. Like I was patient zero.
You're the problem.
Literally. That's how they made me feel. Ugh.
Yeah, no, because I was just like, oh, whatever, man. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, no, you're the one who's doing it now. So
Yeah.
what's the point?
Those little rascals, those little runts.
Little runs.
What time are we at?
We're at 51.
Perfect. Read. How can they find you and where can they find you?
You could find me on here I don't think we have a uploading schedule, do we?
Yeah, I think
Mondays.
I think we'll be better because I'm going to be moving soon to like an apartment. I think we'll be able to establish a schedule.
Yeah.
We'll get something going.
Sometimes it's just easier for me to record on Monday sometimes because I'm already like ready to go.
Yeah, I feel you. We'll get something going.
But Justin, where can we find you?
You could find me the show, or you can find this podcast, the show _with_Junior. Yeah, on Instagram. Updates about the show. We post clips on the show. Follow me personally, JJ_man_20, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I post show. TikTok. On TikTok. I post clips of the show, and then also I've been doing a couple side vids just for some entertainment. So you can check those out on there. Yeah, Reed, it's been fun, and we'll see you guys next time.
Boom.